We have more breaking news on the Germanwings co-pilot, Andreas Lubitz. He apparently had a doctor's note for the day of the crash, which would have excused him from work, and he tore it up and went to work anyway. We all know the fate of the 150 people, including him, on board as he crashed the plane, allegedly, into the mountain. And with more on this, we've got William Boston of the Wall Street Journal from Berlin, who's been following this. William, tell us more.
Well, today is, it looks like the day that we're getting more of a sense of what was going on in the mind of Andreas Lubitz. He appears to have a serious medical condition that he was being treated for some time, that he kept hidden from his employer and from his colleagues. And as you said, the prosecutors in Düsseldorf were investigating the case and searched his apartment last night, yesterday afternoon, found evidence that he had this medical treatment and that he was actually excused from work the day of the incident.
But he still went to work that day, as well as you know, he went to work and he flew the plane, and it crashed. So the doctor's note wasn't used by him. They also were looking for a suicide note to see if this was, in fact, patently a suicide or just believed to be. They found nothing on that, did they?
Right, they found no suicide note. They also made a point to say that they found no evidence of a political or a religious motive in what he did. It's still not entirely clear, you know, what caused this kind of break in Mr. Lubitz's mind, you know, why he decided to do this, and if in fact it's still unclear whether or not he actually did this intentionally. And this is what all the evidence is pointing to. But it's still, you know, it's a big leap without a clear statement that he intended to do this. And so a suicide note stating his intention to kill himself and by crashing the plane would have been a lot harder evidence than we have now. But the prosecutors, both in France and here in Germany, are convinced that Mr. Lubitz intentionally crashed the plane, that he was apparently suffering from some medical condition. They still haven't said whether it was a physical condition or a mental condition, and that he should not have been in the cockpit that day.
Now, despite the fact that he had the doctor's note, he didn't inform anyone about that, and it's been basically stated that he's basically hiding his condition from his employer. Is that a fair assessment, or is that too harsh to say he was hiding it?
Oh, he was apparently he was hiding it. That's what the prosecutor said this morning. That the evidence is that he had these doctor's notes not only for the day of the accident, of the incident, but also going back into the past, that his condition existed for a while, and that he had not informed Lufthansa or any of his colleagues about it. Now, the big question mark that we've been trying to answer is, during his pilot training several years ago, he was absent for 6 months. He took a 6-month break in his pilot training, and that is a question that we have not been able to answer yet. What exactly was wrong? Why did he stop his training for 6 months? And why was Lufthansa so certain that when he came back, everything was fine?
Okay, well, I'm sure we will find out in the goodness of time. Thank you very much for getting on the show with us at such short notice. William Boston of the Wall Street Journal, we appreciate your time, sir.